It's the hurtingest gun in Apex along with the flatline.
One team I do want to talk about, it's on your screen right now, it's Sentinels. Now they're making the trek from Sorting. It's a long road, not quite as long as Rogue's road from all the way down from Thermal, but Sentinels is in 4th with 35 points. They only lead RCO White by 2 points. Whereas we might see TSM frag out here, Sentinels has to be pretty careful and actually protect their top 5 placement.
And oh my God, Slurpee here just absolutely getting destroyed. Rocker Apex actually going down as well. That's a big one by Fire. This is a team that seems to be running into each other. That fight is going to determine a lot because Fire goes down now thanks to Lou. These two, remember, fought in the tunnel, and it ended up being Squidward who then won the game. They're now running across each other again and trading casualties and knocks.
And I'm not surprised to see Sentinels just nope straight out of that Cap City battle. There's no reason on the southern side of Cap City to be taking that fight. They just need to continue their rotation up north. Speaking of TSM, a team that's already up north in Skyhook, they've gotten there very quick from their drop at Fuel Depot. Hal will get the wipe there on BCJ.
That's huge. This top 2 teams here going against each other, and so that means that it's Snipe Down and G-Dolphin most likely. There it is, making a run for it. G-Dolphin lost a few shields, Snipe Down in a decent position in the similar kind of vein of we do not want to fight TSM. We know who it is. We know we're in Skyhook. We have to just survive. If they can grab a banner, there is a respawn, but we'll see if TSM is camping this. It's a bit risky if they do try to go for it.
Very interested to see exactly where this pulls because it's really going to determine just how this plays out. If we have a Skyhook pull, we know what that plays like. Lots of building-to-building combat, very difficult rotations. However, if we do go towards those open spaces, towards the trailers, towards the tracks, it's going to be a very, very different battle. To be honest, not too dissimilar from our game number 1 at Uncharted Territory.
And look at this. TSM is actually trying to bait this box. They know that they are still there. G-Dolphin Snipe Down trying to grab it. Snipe might be the only one who can. He's the Wraith. He's got the invulnerability. He's setting a portal up as well. I don't know. Is he going to do it? I think he's going for it. Look at this. And TSM is waiting for it. They know what they're trying to do, but I don't know if they're going to leave that building. That might have just been the right play. And they can go and find one of these respawn beacons behind them towards the south.
Snipe Down takes it back. Now, keep in mind, if we were not in a game number 5 with our point standings the way they are, this would be a completely different situation, right? How they play this is really going to be dependent on the fact that they are tied with TSM. These two teams at 52 points apiece. They can both afford to play the long game here if they want to put points on the board.
And the problem is, though, for Snipe Down, I like that you got the banner, but you risked a lot. You could have just been completely eliminated there and G-Dolphin on an island. But also, I don't know if you're going to have time to leave that building before it starts to make sense for you to start bunkering up like TSM are doing in the final circle zone. So it's an interesting play. We'll see how that evolves throughout the course of the game as TSM here just content to spray and contest these teams moving in to try to sit in Skyhook with them.
That's right. They're just going to continue to try to poke, especially Team Shoot, whenever they can to pick up a few extra kills along the way, but they are here to play the long game at Skyhook without a doubt in this game number 5. Alternator in the hands of Hal. You know he wants to find a 99 if he can. Wasn't able to do so just yet, but he will be on the prowl for that weapon. Digi-Threat
as well, so it's going to give you a little bit of that heat-seeking vision, even though we don't play with a lot of characters right now like Bangalore. Typically where that heat and that thermal vision is necessary, it still does help in an occluded site or in those moments where someone's maybe using a skin to hide in one of those back corners. Here you see P-Fitter, Timmy, and Bronzy trying to make it out of the zone. A late rotation. It's something we saw a lot in the APAC qualifiers.
Yeah, there's a reason that's a late rotation, Rain. Actually, in the open qualifiers, landing Lava City almost every game. That is actually the single furthest point away from this part of the map. I guess the only
so they get their steps in.
Yeah, I guess the only further thing might be if someone was landing Dome, but they have finally gotten their steps in, as you said. Several teams going down there, though. That's actually maybe Fire going down at the hands of Stinky in the kill feed as well.
Yeah, it's Stinky, so it's Vayne and it's Mooman as well. Finally, having a little bit of life here. They are rocking 8 points. So with a wonder game, a Wunderkind kind of game, you have maybe 24. That puts you at 32. You're still not top 5, but you're close to where RCO is at 33 with the 5th position. It still seems pretty undoable there, but hey, we're not going to give up hope just yet. Anything can happen in these types of games.
Absolutely. Now, keep in mind, if you're just joining us here for game number 5 of the Apex Legends Global Series Online number 1, we are in game number 5, the 5th and final here, where teams really are fighting for those top 5 spots. And do we ever have a very close race for first place as well as the entire top 5? It's Sniper, Abusers, and TSM tied for first with 52 points. Team Squidward at 44, Sentinels at 35, and just 2 points behind them, it's RCO White in 5th with 33 points. But like we said, lots of teams on the heels of that top 5 as well.
Absolutely. And you know, things are going to change here. I almost guarantee the top 5 will shift in this game, because usually that's what happens when you're in tournaments. Unexpected things do occur, even especially towards the end when you feel like you're sitting pretty. Timmy, P-Fitter, Bronzy, they have something to prove here as well. They've been playing so great. Golden Guardians just outside of the top 5, number 8 with 22 points. I would love to see them continue where they're going. Already a kill to their name, most likely 3 to the team, considering that would be a team wipe. And so they are starting off in a pretty strong spot, hearing some shots and deciding to rotate towards the action.
And they know they're late to the party. That's why they're kind of being very selective and disciplined in the way that they enter Skyhook. Right now, choosing to hug the southernmost wall and cliff as they're about to breach and clear. We'll see if they can do this. PKs are out.
And this is what you want. G7 Scout's not going to work, so Bronzy has to just work with these 6 shots, but he's got a purple shotgun bolt, which is going to increase the chamber rate of the Peacekeeper. And that means you're going to get more shots off, and you're going to get that ammo stacked in and ready to fire again. But that's all you can really use. The G7 is not a close-range weapon, ideally, but we've seen Monsoon tell us differently in some of those amazing
They're just trick-or-treating here. They are going door to door and wondering—
whose lights are on.
Right. Where might we be able to go inside? And so far, no lights on, and only Watson fences are really the only lights they're seeing.
I mean, listen, if Watson fences become a thing on Halloween, I'm going to start feeling even sadder for these kids.
No, I'm out.
Yeah,
Count
it's
me
over.
out, man.
It's over.
Not
I'm going
a
to stop
chance.
trigger. At 29, I will stop trick-or-treating. I'm kidding. I stopped trick-or-treating a long time ago. But I did trick-or-treat till I was like 22, I think.
I don't doubt it for a second.
I didn't.
I've seen you in the snack room, man. I've seen you in the snack room.
Okay, you had to get me back here. You had to do it.
Here we go now. Onmu, Lion, and even here, they placed 10th in their semifinal, just squeaking through to secure their spot in the March Major. And they've also secured their spot in Skyhook now with some real estate. You're still seeing pings that are saying teams think they need to get north towards the tracks. That could be our final end circle, certainly one that we've seen in scrims since the January 14th update. We really haven't highlighted it that much, but if you haven't played a ton of Apex Legends during the holidays, first of all, shame on you. What the heck were you thinking? You've missed some amazing limited time modes, but all of that aside, December 3rd had some huge changes to the end circle. So did January 14th, and a lot of teams are still figuring it out. However, we are seeing several pings indicating that we could be going even further north for our final end circle.
And sometimes these pings aren't necessarily where it is. They're conversations between players, because they're saying, I think it's going to end here, or I think it's going to end here. Right. Another conversation that could be happening is, we should take this path to rotate. I don't know where the circle is, but we should move here. And then another player might be saying, well, let's take this path instead. Right now, Petty Boss is saying, let's just survive, because we're getting shot at as we're trying to rotate. Pop the Phoenix kit as well, which is good.
This is pretty remarkable too, Rain. First of all, because not a lot of people have even been back to these loot bins that seem to always have purples in them, first of all. And I remember months into the game, I was playing with friends who play this game all the time. They're like, I've never seen these supply bins. These have been back here the whole time. There's a lot of interesting little high ground. You can get some pretty crafty zips going on back there. We're already seeing teams setting up all the way north in the furthest northwest corner of the map that once again we rarely see in competitive play.
And look at that. He sees maybe there's a rat out there, wants to maybe get some movement or see if that'll ping anyone. Sitting up top, Sniper's Ridge, Rap, Casellos, and Fade doing a good job of just holding this high ground. There are some clear intonations that there is somebody down below them, but they are not going to leave this ridge by any means necessary. And there it is. You see the rotations. They've got a flat line. We've talked about the damage per bullet, but it's hard. They have a 1x HCOG, and that's not going to do damage from that far.
And this is right here, the FVK side. They actually sat pretty comfortably. They were sitting in 5th coming out of their semifinal, actually just behind TSM, 2 points behind TSM in their semifinal. However, today they are in 20th with only 3 points to their name, and they're just trying to really salvage here in game number 5 to get a little bit of momentum and morale into the March Major.
Yeah, and that's really all you need here. It's just reps. It's just doing things that maybe you didn't try. What happens in the situation in March? I want teams to be thinking about that, because you may be in a spot where, yeah, you're not top 5ing, but you need to get qualified for maybe the next round of the tournament like we saw in Poland. And you have to know, how do I go from 18th to 10th? What do we have to do? How aggressive do we have to play? How many of our strategies do we have to shift?
And look at Global Guardians. Actually, they went door to door. They tried out a few buildings, and they said, you know what? We might be better on this ground. Here comes the TP, though, Prum P-Fitter. Let's see exactly where he'll throw this portal exit. Looks like he might be going at the door, the low floor here, and should be able to hit it inside. They will now rotate into the building, which will get them out of the danger zone just in time as that circle will now close even further in on Skyhook. And this is the first time, again, in competitive play that we're actually seeing a team setting up all the way this far north. Just like our game number 2 in Uncharted Territories, we're seeing some play that you don't always get to see in competitive lobbies.
And it looks like it's going to be on the edge of Skyhook. This is an interesting circle, and sometimes it ends on those far buildings to the left, but you'll have to wait and kind of see on this. You know, some of these circles have been hard to predict for not only casters, but players themselves. And so Petty Boss knows they've got to move no matter what. They see some rotations happening on the south side in front of them as well. So just firing some wingman shots, fully kitted with a heavy extended mag, level 3, and an HCOG.
And this is a great spot for them because you can see in the minimap, like I said, a lot of players haven't spent a lot of time up here. You can actually just double back. They have an entire cave pathway that's going to bring them all the way to that northern side as well. So they don't have to go up over the tracks, but here's Overpowered. Now PK in hand, picks up 2 there. Also going to fly in, see if he can get this extra one. Still has half shields. Going to try to fly through and clean up this kill. Dome is down as well.
And this is huge because Petty Boss takes down Rocker Apex with the defensive bombardment, the ultimate from the Gibraltar, and it forces Overpowered inside. The Chaos, though, works for Pro, but that grenade gets destroyed by the Watson interception pylon. OP deciding, does he need to get OP and go outside? And Petty Boss says, let's move in. We've got 1 kill. Can we get another? Shotguns, though, starting to cause chaos.
Burn only hits for a little bit of time. Now going to try to flank around the corner and get the spray with the 99. Shields do break. Look at that shield, though, for himself. He has to get those cells off, as many as he can.
And there it is.
Dome is out again.
And he's got to get the revive off if he can. He doesn't necessarily have time, but he does have time if he tries to go for it. He's fighting inside, and he picks him up. Get up, buddy. The Wraith is back. They still can heal, but it looks like no. It has been cleaned up already. Look at this. Big stuff from Petty Boss. Not in the circle yet, but they win a crucial fight. They've got to loot up quick and start moving.
Gets that fast revive on the roof and flies right back down. Also able to pick up another teammate. Really great stuff here from Petty Boss as things will get even thinner. And what we're now going to see, Rain, is a lot of teams having to force out of their Skyhook buildings and north. There's going to be a lot of opportunities for some free kills for anyone who has anything like scouts who are looking at that transition.
Oh, and this is Rogue. They know exactly what happened. They know Petty Boss and that squad have to move. Yes, they took down PRO, which is huge point-wise. It takes somebody out of the top 7 situation, not top 9, excuse me, PRO. And so that means they will not be qualifying top 5 most likely. And it means Rogue is in an even better position.
Look at Sentinels in the feed going down to GG. We'll have to see exactly if they get knocked. Not just yet. GG actually goes down as well, so we will keep an eye on that. I believe Zoms also goes down. We don't see bleed outs just yet, so we're going to keep an eye on the kill feed for Sentinels, but now back on board with TSM here. Not in the best spot, but they do have a good bit of cover on both sides.
RCR White still alive as well, holding that top 5. They'll probably move up beyond Sentinels if that truly is a Sentinel's wife, but TSM, Hal, and the rest of the boys eager and ready to continue dominating. They have wanted first place ever since this tournament started. They're not satisfied with anything else.
Yep.
And it seems like they're playing just like they need to in order to make that a reality.
You heard Lulu talk about it. They're going to frag out in this game. Speaking of first place, a team that's tied with TSM, that's going to be the Sniper abusers, and it's only Snipe down here who has to make a miracle play if he wants to end this tournament in first place for his team. Might try to make a move on G Dolphin. We already have a timed out respawn on BCJ, who we saw go down earlier.
And I just doubt it. I just doubt it. They may, because that's what they did earlier, but they weren't able to get BCJ. And unfortunately, this is just TSM heaven. This is where they want to be. They're fenced up. They're pyloned up. All 3 alive, all 3 well and confident, top 10, and in first place.
And you actually see pings out on their minimap indicating that they wanted to hold this spot. You can tell they've been here before. Really great fencing, really great low angles here. They're able to just engage and disengage as much as they please. They have one of the best spots on the map right now. Keep in mind, we do still have Rogue on the northern side of the tracks. Rogue is a story we have to keep paying attention to because they're in 7th with 29 points, only about 4 away from 5th place. So they are a team that wants to break into that top 5. So is Little Poggies.
And Little Poggies, we haven't seen much of them earlier, but a big shot from PvP. Geesh and Nasky, that squad is still alive in the top 8, and they are looking to rotate as the circle starts to close in round 5. The damage will be very significant here if you can't move in, Brav. And they're trying to just find themselves in a decent spot. I think Snipe Down is still alive, though, so that still means the top 2 teams are alive.
Shots coming in here for TSM, and you have to wonder if Snipedown knows that TSM's down here. He could try to intervene in some capacity. That's definitely a Hail Mary opportunity for him.
Rogue got him.
Yep, Snipedown actually will go down, like you said. Great call, Rain, to the hands of Snipedown, excuse me, to the hands of Rogue. As we take a look here, Hal picks up another kill on Hill.
And this is Line as well. Vol, they're doing a great job, and Vayne is still alive, gets the heal off, so the battery will save him now, but Rogue are in a great position. They need to move in, and they know this is the game. They can do it. Already with a few kills, and already with only 1 point away, 4 points away from top 5. It seems like they can, but Hal gets low, is forced into the void, and when he comes out, we don't know what's waiting for him.
And he actually goes down here. Let's see what can happen for Reps and
Rogue.
Aberlele, but instead, look at Rogue flying in here. They look great on this push. They're going to take out the ult as well.
And that's TSM probably dropping, but it seems like they will for sure have secured first place unless Rogue has an incredible game. They were 33 points behind, but I don't think they can make that much headway to take number 1. But number 5, I think, is very much in their future.
Absolutely. Aberlele trying to stay alive along with Reps. Both now bleeding heavily. They both need to shield up. We'll see if they're going to be able to do that. Shots still coming in, and they do not have much space to work with at all.
Things are getting intense here. Aberlele and Reps trying to hold on 30 seconds till the next circle as well. Rogue drop finds 1 mini, and TSM Hal bleeds out, so dropped really finishing off Team Smile. Aberlele with a grapple goes in, but he's down. It looks like Rogue, Vayne, and Lion are still competing. It's 2 squads left. It's Rogue versus Vol. Who's going to take it?
Let's see now at Vol in a hard spot. They've already lost on. That's another player down. Now just Neven. Can he get this out? Rogue is going to collapse and fly in. Yes, indeed. Rogue wins your game number 5 and almost certainly secures themselves a top 5 finish.
That is huge. In game 5, securing top 5. I had mentioned it in my predictions that I thought Rogue was going to be the team to watch today. They're so consistent, but when they get in those moments, they have the veteranship and the execution ability. Mechanical monsters, and they honestly play that from the edge so well, usurping and taking away TSM's spot, which looked pretty good towards that final circle.
It did. Like you said, we can almost be certain that TSM is going to take first in the back-to-back. I'm going to lose count.
Back-to-back. We just got to start multiplying now.
Yeah, it's 4 tournaments in a row that they've won unofficially. We're going to have to wait until the leaderboard does display that. However, you have to bet based on the math that TSM will win that tournament. But Rogue, they continue to prove that they are not only on the upswing, but they are a different team than we saw in 2019. I think we saw a lot of promise from them last year in Poland and in Poland and Sweden, but now they're proving that they can close out games, and they're here to have a really big performance in the ALGS.
And I was just impressed all around from Rogue and the way that they managed that fight. Not only that, but at the edge. When we saw Petty Bosch push into that house, take down PRO with RKN and overpowered, and then they just patiently waited. They said, let's clean that up on their rotation and just let's not even get involved in that first initial fight, which is the type of thing that you don't feel is a great play, but when you look back at it, how they got themselves in that position, that was a great play. Knowing how to fight is one thing. Knowing when not to fight is something not every team has, and Rogue seems to have it.
Absolutely. And speaking of another team that knows how to disengage and engage exactly at the right times, it's TSM. They did not look like they had anything guaranteed going into this full set.
Yeah.
But in the end,
they
somehow squeak it out. And it's, once again, how do you bet against this team?
What the heck?
As soon as you have, not only did they perform yesterday in the Open so well across all 3 game sets and make it into our finals, but today, what a performance from them once again.
And I think this is the mentality that I look up to in sports and competing, and in my career, and the athletes I've always aspired to be, the ones who don't take no for an answer. They don't take second as a good performance. They want to win, or they want to figure out why not and win next time. And that's what TSM are proving. They are the greatest in the world right now. You cannot bet against them until they mess up.
And let's also ask, we don't know exactly where Sentinels is going to end up. We saw them exit around top 5, top 6. They were, I believe, 4th.
They were.
And that we know they needed a big game there, and they were kind of a team, instead of you have TSM who was looking to frag out, like Lulu said, they did exactly that.
Yeah.
Sentinels was more so like, let's make sure we have a pretty normal game and secure top 5. We don't yet know if they did that.
And I honestly feel that Sentinels are in a pretty decent spot. RCO White also as well, because you did see Lil Poggers, you also saw PRO, you saw Fire not really have any of those big games and exiting early. Really, the only team that might have had a bit of a comeback was Vol, but because they were only 12 points, I don't think they had enough to really push anybody out of the top 5. So I think it's pretty consistent. Every team pretty much did what they needed to do to stay in there, except Rogue definitely pushed somebody down a slot.
Yeah, we're going to go find out exactly how those final results will net out now with our analysts here. Let's head on over to Fallout, Lulu, and Blaze to get those results after game number 5.
Thank you so much, Bravo, and welcome for the very last time to the Legends Lounge, where we had a crazy Game 5 to close things out. Lulu's sitting pretty and fine with her TSM prediction. You feel like they have to take it, right?
I mean, I've known it from, Game 1. And I literally said they're not going to settle for second. They're going to take that first spot, and I'm pretty sure they
Well,
did.
a third place finish right there. They were tied for
It's
first.
looking good.
It is looking good. But I know you disagree with a little something.
Well, no, hey, I love the duo up there. Shout out to their casting on that matchup. Now, Rain said he thinks Sentinels may be okay. I think Sentinels falls out the top 5. Now, I could be wrong, but I predicted the RCO was going to stay, TSM was going to get first. RCO got 5th place. Sentinels dropped a little bit earlier, but Rogue had such a good game. I think it comes down between them and Sentinels for that 5th spot. Rogue may make it in because they were at the 7th place mark. So we'll see when the standings come out. But, so far it was a spicy ending, and Rogue did what they needed to do. Let's see if it was enough.
Yeah, you just saw the Rogue team comp on screen right there. Rogue clutches up when it matters the most. Game 5, you hear Bravo saying this is a different Rogue than we've seen on past lands at the preseason invitational and previously. They stepped up in a huge way right there. So shout out to Huskers and the boys for a great performance there in game number 5. You got to wonder, does Rogue replace Sentinels? Does Lulu's prediction of 2 teams being known, 3 teams being unknown stand true?
I think we made some good predictions today.
know.
We might hit the nail on the head.
Undoubtedly. Let's take a look at the end game there and the replays from game number 5 and how things exactly broke down. Of course, it was Rogue against a squad VOL who have 2 members, by the way, Blaze, from Illinois and Indiana that stepped up in a big way. But let's take a look.
Oh, snaps. I was going to say this was a dope 1v1. I don't know if this is it, but it was a situation in which Rogue was getting some revives and they were getting flanked by one of these players, and they had to turn around and win a clutch 1v1 while one of the other teammates was reviving.
Yeah, it was a good opportunity right there for Rogue. So not only did they get first place, but they picked up a lot of kills as well. So you got to think that puts them in a pretty good spot. In this situation, they were playing with a lot of aggression to close that one out. They're going up against that squad I was just talking about, VOL, Lion and Co., coming from Illinois, Indiana, and Florida, who performed really well in game 5. You got to wonder, was it enough?
That's really the hometown right there.
It is the hometown, me and you.
Shout out to them.
But ultimately, they did get taken out by Rogue, who was able to clutch it up. All 3 members of Rogue alive. They did it in a clean way. They did it in a crisp way. But the question is, was it enough?
I think they're going to be
Feeling
in
good
there.
about it.
I think they kicked Sentinels out, and I think RCO did just enough.
You think RCO stays 5th?
I think RCO stays 5th. I think they did just enough to stay there.
Crazy. Hey, 5th place is the same thing as 1st place. But guess what? We got the standings ready to see who's going to have their trips paid for.
Yo, I told you!
Stays.
They kicked them out right at the end.
Can you believe it? We got a round of applause from Bravo and Rain over here. TSM takes 1st place. Sniper Abusers right behind them. Team Squidward, the wild card, who we all felt was going to do great, performs. And Rogue sneaks in to the top 5.
Wow, and you know what? You can't.
I was kind of.
You were right.
2 known teams.
2 signed known teams. 3 teams. Oh, RCO is assigned and kind of known teams.
All the
Not many
fans,
people thought Gabe got picked up by that squad last minute. So I just want to talk about my man Gabe real quick.
Big shout out.
Gets dropped from Complexity a couple days ago, leaves Complexity. Whatever happened there, it's got to feel good to be top 5 right now.
Definitely.
With Complexity watching at home, by the way.
And I've been giving him love since I got here on the couch. I've enjoyed watching him as a player, and I've enjoyed his story coming into this event, and he got it done. The guy works hard for everything that he gets, and you see it right then and there. He got it done for the team. RCO made it into the top 5 to get that travel paid for, and we're going to have 5 awesome teams going to that major. And 20 awesome teams, the whole lobby, right? 20 great teams from North America going.
Undoubtedly. Of course, we're going to have some teams from other regions as well. Shout out to EU and APAC watching and supporting. Of course, it's been a crazy day of action. Our top 5 teams are set. Congratulations to each and every one of them. Let's go ahead and break down our top 5 MAC plays from the day and moments from the day. And number 5 here was the Sniper Abusers, wiping the full last squad, G Dolphin, Snipe Down, and BCJ. The 2 Americans and 1 European with some great scout plays and support. The aggression came in from Snipe Down and Wraith, and they do it in the number 5 play. And moving on to number 4, it's Rocker, Apex, and Team Squidward with some amazing scout shots from top. Nothing but headshots right there as he just absolutely melts. Beautiful plays coming in from Rocker of Team Squidward. They, of course, also clutched themselves a ticket. Moving on to number 3, we got RKN. They did not qualify, but at least he made it to the top 5 here. RKN with some beautiful wingman plays on the zip line. That was TSM going for a miracle zip line that did not pay off. Of course, Imperial Hal stayed alive there, barely, but it was RKN with some great shots on TSM.
Apex or Duck Hunt?
Right? That's what I'm wondering. Peekaboo right there. Number 2 is Retzi with a great tunnel clutch play. This is a tight 2v2, and by the way, this is the game, Blaze, that brought Sentinels into top 5.
Nah, it really was. Such a beautiful play. Fallout Peacekeeper comes out. 1v2 situation. 108. Teammate support in the back. Teammate banner recover. Hops on the wall. Tries to go for a fadeaway shot as well. He thought about it, but said, you know what? I got one bullet in the clip, not reloading. R99, get out of here.
That's like a KD fadeaway right there. Of course, they're not going to connect on that, but they did connect for the kill. And of course, number 1, Team Squidward, our top 5 qualifying team with the Arc Star play that connected beautifully. We thought they were crazy for not third partying earlier. They had a trick up their sleeves, a perfectly executed Arc Star play from Team Squidward.
Absolutely beautiful. I think it hit all 3 of them too.
It did, and it also gets them stunned as well.
Yeah.
So that could not have been a more perfect
And
play.
it also put him in the top 3.
Yeah, that was the game that did it. That was the game that they did it. Congratulations to Lou, Rocker, and Nathan for qualifying. Who would have thought we'd see Sentinels not make it? Rogue sneaks their way in. I think we all saw TSM coming out on top.
Of course.
Didn't we?
The 4-time, I was going to say unofficially, but now officially the 4-time tournament winners in a row. And the question is, who can stop these boys? Because so far they make it look easy.
And what is it when you play with them often? What is it that makes them so great?
Well, they are all so individually gifted and talented, and Hal's knowledge and his game sense, and you should see he has like this video about his like inventory organization. He is on top of the ball and everything, and all 3 of them, they're there to win.
Yep.
None of them are going to settle for second.
Yeah.
And just with that individual skill and how they work together, they're unstoppable.
Can't be beat. They say hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Well, guess what? They got talent and they got hard work. I know Rep's the captain of this squad. I am so incredibly impressed by this individual each and every conversation I have. It was a dream of his to join TSM. Now that he's on TSM, he's going to cherish that moment. He's not letting go of the gas pedal, Blaze.
Nah, you know what? And it's such a beautiful thing when you can find 2 other guys who are on the same page as you, who want to work just as hard as you, want to get in, put the practice in, get into those scrims, come out to the event, take it serious, and make some money.
Yeah.
You got to love it. And win some championships. Those boys got a few for TSM.
A couple under their belt. A couple. But some people said, we were talking in the green room, Lulu, that some of their wins, it was kind of good, but it was kind of lucky. Is there any doubt in your mind that they are the best team in Apex? Not even question?
I don't think it's a question. I think
deny it.
It's
they're the best.
consistency.
It is. And like you can say that they've had some lucky happenings, but I mean, they're the clutches. I mean, Hal's clutch during GLL and at Poland. It's insane.
Yeah, my question for any TSM haters out there, I know EU likes to support LG and VP and a lot of these top teams in EU, but you can't deny the back-to-back-to-back-to-back. I'm sorry. Placements and facts prove themselves. And guess what? We got the man himself. It's Imperial Hal from TSM live for an interview with us today in studio. Hal, can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. How you guys doing?
Good. Another one, man. Is it just, at this point, is it just clockwork? Is it not even exciting anymore? Talk to me.
I don't know. It feels the same. Obviously, I think it's after every single win, there's less excitement, but we always have doubt. We always have doubt after or before a tournament, because especially the last group 4, we got 4th place. So obviously everyone wants to see us, get first.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's 3 games. It's fine. They're going to be 5 games in the finals. We'll win.
So you're
Good.
telling me you were mad about a 4th place finish in a top 10 qualifying game. That was not good enough for you guys.
Well, I was mad, but other people were also mad. Obviously we had other people had expectations, high expectations, but I knew we were gonna, do what we had to do in the finals.
Hal, this is Blaze here. Quick question for you. Out of those 5 matches in the finals, was it any team that surprised you guys and was just a little bit tougher than the rest?
I think Snipedowns really surprised me. I know their team is really good. They actually picked up Dolphin off of me.
Yeah, I remember that.
I actually gave him the insight to pick up Dolphin, so I'm really,
Look at you scouting out here.
Well,
So what you're saying is you created your biggest opponent now. How do you feel about that?
I guess, yeah.
Out here fathering players.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the only surprise is Snipedown. They did really well, and I'm glad.
Yeah, we got Imperial Hal, aka Father Hal. Hal, we also got Lulu, your good friend here. Lulu, you have any questions or words for Hal?
I mean, I predicted it. I literally said when they were in second tie that they're not going to settle for second, that they were going to get first. So, I mean, I've been rooting for TSM since game 1. So.
Smart analyst we got here on the couch.
Yeah, clearly we picked the right one here, Hal, don't you think? He's like, as long as you keep putting us in first place, that's for sure. Well, Hal, look, congratulations to you guys. You know, I know we call it the back-to-back now. It was an online tournament. You guys got a lot of work to do at the major, so best of luck in preparation. My last question for you, what type of preparation are you going to do going into that major?
I think probably to practice more different spots, because we usually when we play scrims, we always do the same thing. We always go to the same spot, et cetera, et cetera. So, we want to change, or actually broaden how many spots we can play, not just one spot. So if we can't get that one spot, we can still play another one or a third one. So we always have, extra spots to play from. Instead of just in scrims practicing the same thing over and over and over. And
yeah,
I think that's
love
the
to have a
biggest
couple
thing
strats in the strat book, especially with a lot of teams that are dropping on you that you don't expect from playing in pro lobbies. That's a great call out, man. Well, best of luck to you guys. Congratulations again on yet another win. You guys are proving to be one of the best dynasties in modern day history of esports. Hopefully you can keep it up, buddy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Thanks so much, man. What a tournament it's been. And I got to say, what a year it has been. It is almost a year of Apex Legends. It's hard to believe. It's been an amazing year.
A good one.
And of course, in your eyes, what has stood out the most in this past year, Blaze?
Oh man, what has stood out the most? I'm gonna say it. TSM's dynasty. You come out here in a BR to be that consistent is something that's very difficult. And we heard him talking in an interview. Hey, we want to go master 3-4 different locations just so we can have that consistency in case we find ourselves in a lobby with a group of players that we're not normally familiar with. You got to be able to just appreciate, their hard work, their work ethic, what they've done, their camaraderie, and just out here being great and just being great, being at the top for the community.
Yeah, great to hear that insight, Blaze. Of course, Apex changed your life. Apex changed a lot of lives. A big thank you to the entire community. We actually have a special tribute. Let's take a look at the past year of Apex Legends.
What's up? Hot like a hurricane, mind sharp like a razor blade. I'm a knockout. There's no oh my God! They don't see me! They don't see me!
Exciting. X Games Minneapolis 2019.
Anyone else still in position to be taken down? Swan just going for a kill here. Can he get the shots inside?
Best multiplayer game.
Apex Legends. Thank you. I love you guys.
It's party time.
Always switching.
The best multiplayer game of 2019 has changed a lot of lives.
So much feeling.
Oh,
We get a little emotional.
I remember my first drop on Kings Canyon, baby.
Where'd you drop? Do you remember where you dropped?
Market.
Market.
Okay, I am the chef. I was in Market locking it down, baby.
Chef Blaze. Thank you so much to the entire Apex community for an amazing year. We've traveled to some unbelievable places. 75 million players have been impacted or touched by Apex Legends, and one that has had a huge impact on your life, Lulu. You've been streaming for 3 years. This past year, you've taken off.
Yeah, honestly, just with Apex is where I really found my home. And since then, so much has happened for me personally, but I've also seen it change so many other my fellow streamers. It's a lot of pro players, a lot of people got picked up. This is the beginning of their career. So much has happened. It's beautiful. I love it.
It's an emotional moment. Guess what? This is just the beginning. We had the preseason invitetional. We got the ALGS first season. And we also got a little something called Season 4, Assimilation.
So excited.
A little video got announced today that blew my mind, blew everyone's minds.
Yeah.
Of course, February 4th, Assimilation is coming. Are you guys excited for that?
Oh, man, I'm definitely excited for it, yo. I need to get Predator this season. I got up to Diamond, and I'm just like, I can't do it in 12 more days. So next season, that's going to be the grind, so I'm ready for it.
Season 4, the season of Blaze. I just hope Force becomes a thing now that he's kind of dead. I have no idea what's happening.
Is he, John?
Is he, though, is the big question.
I don't know. Everyone's kind of looking for clues, and, you can go loot his loot box.
In the game?
Yes.
That is nuts.
Sorting Factory.
That is nuts.
Get a little limited time charm from there, too.
It's crazy. The Apex design team, the game team, the story team has been unbelievable. And guess what? We have an amazing crew here as well. So a big thank you to our entire crew live in the studio. Hopefully none of us get assassinated like Force did. But regardless, thank you all so much for an amazing show here in the studio. And thank you, each and every one of you in the audience and in the stream, watching and supporting the growth of competitive Apex. This is just the beginning. We have the entire Apex Legends Global Series season ahead of us, and it is going to be an amazing time. Fallout here on behalf of myself, Lulu, and Blaze signing off, and we will see you next time for the Apex Legends Global Series.